Well, ladies and gentlemen, Cardinal Cowboy here in the Cardinal Cowboy studio. We're talking about something really exciting. We've got an expert in the building here to talk about gold and silver. If there's any asset you can count on to appreciate over time, it's gold and silver. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to my buddy Curtis Harland. Curtis, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Cardinal. How are you?
Well, I tell you, it's an exciting day when you get to talk to an expert who actually knows about gold. And you can say, oh, now we're going to actually get somebody who can tell me. I'm not going to feel like bamboozled, and I can get the raw facts here. So that, because there's so many places you can buy this stuff these days, and it's become a popular stock portfolio, retirement portfolio type of investment. But man, who do you trust? Who do you talk to? Let's talk a little bit about your business and what you're doing.
Yep. Well, that's a perfect example there, Carter. You know, you make this statement that a lot of people just don't know where to get it. Or the big question is, who do you trust, right? You know, there's so many scams going on all around us right now, and that was one of the things that bothered me. You know, I had to do my research and find a good company that I could partner with and know that I'm going to get real silver and real gold.
Yeah, well, and people these days, I mean, there's plenty of scams. There's plenty of places out there on the interwebs where people are going, who is this guy? And he's with some company, and looks like he's my grandfather. I'm not sure I can trust this. How do I know who I can trust? And so you've got a great resource here for everybody, and we're going to share with people a little bit about where you can count on and where you can get incredible resources towards gold and silver. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Yep. Well, if you let's look at the what's happened to our money. You know, you look at the buying power of the U.S. dollar over the years and what it's done. You know, we take 1965 for example. In 1965, one paper dollar and 1 ounce of silver had the same buying power. You could have walked into a Ford dealership and bought a Ford Mustang, and you could have paid with either cash or you could have paid with silver. And you know, it could have took $2,500 in cash or $2,500 in silver, and bought that Ford Mustang. And you know, today, if you had that same $2,500 in cash or 2,500 ounces of silver, what will it get you? And that is where you know, that was the selling point for me. When I knew that $2,500 in cash, I'd be lucky to buy the tires and rims on a Ford Mustang, and now the 2,500 ounces of silver will get you 2 Ford Mustangs. I need to learn something about gold and silver.
Right. Well, I mean, that's an incredible appreciation over time. It's something that's so consistent, and that's where stocks up and down all the time, and you don't know, hey, is this company going out of business? Oh, they just had a scandal. But that doesn't happen with gold. It's either you've got it or you don't. It's either in your portfolio or it's not.
Right.
And you're giving real gold and silver. People can get it delivered to their house. Tell a little bit about it. Here we talked a little bit about this. It's 1965. I'm going to reiterate this. 2,500 ounces or $200 would buy that Mustang. I'm sorry, $2,000 would buy that Mustang. Now you could buy 2 Mustangs with the same amount but your $2,000 wouldn't buy the rim.
That's right.
Okay, that's what that was. What is the $1.2 million mistake that people make?
Well, that deals with the U.S. Silver Eagle. That actually coin was started minting in 1986. And if you would have purchased an MS-70, and what that actually means is mint state, when that coin left the mint, it was a perfect coin. Now, you would have had to send that off to get it graded to actually find that out. But if you would have collected one Silver Eagle MS-70 a month from 1986 till today, that collection would be worth about $1.2 million. It's actually 1.6 by the value of everything today. But you know, here's the thing that got me: that investment would have been somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 in actual money out, but the collection would be worth $1.2 million.
Wow! So an asset that has appreciated, what's that, 100-fold or whatever that number is, from just doing a consistent investment over 40 years. 12 coins a year turns into something like that.
Yep.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
Okay. So now you've got something solid people can count on. How would somebody find out more about you? How do they say, Curtis, help me do this? What do they do?
Well, they've got 2 different things. They can go to our website, mymetalpro.com, or they can actually call us, 877-347-7413. You know, we're not always there. That's a line that, you know, it's open 24 hours a day. So if somebody calls late in the evening, we're not there. We can get back with you the next day. So, you know, just to educate yourself. I encourage anybody, you know, I may not be right, you know, about everything, but I've just learned from people that seem to be doing things the right way. I'll mention one guy. I'll give him credit for this. Robert Kiyosaki. He calls gold and silver God's money. You can't fake it. And, it was here before any of us were here,
right.
And it will continue to be here after we're all gone. I didn't know a lot about it, but I've educated myself, and it's really helped me protect the wealth that I had.
So easy to get a hold of you through mymetalpro.com, 877-347-7413.
Yep.
Easy way to get a hold of you.
That's the best way to get a hold of us.
Okay, so a lot of people have questions about this, and they say, first off, where should I actually go and buy my gold and silver? Can you help them with that?
Well, that's the thing. We've created a membership model where inside this membership, there's a lot of different things. You're going to have access to dealer direct pricing. We do not mark that up. We use our members to give us buying power and get some of the best prices on gold and silver bullion, and then we pass that on to the members. We also have the ability now, we were the first company ever to do this, to offer fractional amounts of gold and silver. And when I say that, fractional amounts, it's basically just like the banks are doing on fractional lending, but what we're doing, when people buy gold and silver, they're actually buying the physical silver or the physical gold. We have a savings account that basically is in gold and silver. If you buy some silver, it's backed by silver eagles. If you buy gold, it's actually backed by gold eagles. And what we mean by fractional amounts, let's say you only got $100 and you want to buy some gold. Well, gold is like $1,900 an ounce today. A lot of people don't have $1,900 laying around. But if they want to get into gold, it allows them to do it at small quantities. They want to put $100 a week on or $100 a month in. When they accumulate a whole ounce, then they have the ability that they can leave it in our safe. It is sound, it's secure, it's actually an insured vault. Has 4 layers of security. You can store up to $25,000 in here free of charge. There are no fees on that. Anything over $25,000, there is a 0.5% annual that's billed monthly fee on your metals that we have in there.
Well, it seems like it's one of the most secure, established, well-founded means to get gold in your possession without having to figure out who can I trust, who should I go through. Talk about that though. Who should somebody trust? Why should somebody trust you guys? Your expertise here at mymetalpro.com.
Well, one thing is, we're doing things the right way. There are a lot of people out there that try to scam people, and you can't do that when you're dealing with money today. And we've partnered with some major suppliers around the world. We've partnered with major mints around the world. We've even partnered with the NGC. The NGC, we mint our own coins. We actually have a collection series that is also part of that membership, that if a person chooses to participate in that, they can. And but it's optional, so we do lots of things inside of our membership. It just gives people options.
Okay, so if I'm serious and I'm ready to do something with this, what should I buy? A little gold, a little silver? I mean, I guess it depends on how much money I've got. What are the options for somebody like
that brings up a great point, Carter. I was always taught, you want to stay away from numismatic coins. You don't want to buy numismatic coins. But since then, these last 2 years, I've educated myself about numismatic coins and understand now the mintage means a lot. How many coins are minted of each coin? If you look at the Silver Eagle, there's somewhere between 40 and 60 million of these a year that are minted. We did a project that was in a commemorative 9/11 coin that we just released here last month, and it featured a 5-ounce silver coin. It was a beautiful coin. Had the Statue of Liberty on one side and Twin Towers on the back with Statue of Liberty. And, there were only 911 of those that were minted. Now, when you talk about a collection series, a lot of people say, "Oh, you don't want to do that." But I've watched the price of that coin almost double. It's almost tripled now in about a 6-month period because there's not very many of them. And I was always taught to stay away from numismatic coins. But the thing of it is if you're educated about numismatic coins and you understand that the mintage has a big play in it, then you can put your money where you want. I would, I've always been taught never put all your eggs into one basket. So I buy a little bit of bullion, I buy a little bit of collectible coins, and that just keeps me diversified.
And real quickly, explain what is numismatic coins. What exactly are those? And so people understand.
Yep. A numismatic coin is a graded coin. It actually, all of our coins that we grade, we send off to the NGC, and they use the Sheldon scale, which on the Sheldon scale, all coins are graded on a 0 to 70. 0 being very bad, 70 being perfect. And if it comes out with an MS70 coin, it's going to have more value to it than one that comes out in an MS65. So a lot of coins that we offer to people, to our members, are MS70s, and they hold their value.
Okay. Well, we've covered a lot here, but I want to help people understand, how do I, you touched on this a little bit, how do I buy in fractional? You talked about you can buy a portion of a coin, right? A coin is $1,900 if you're going for gold, and so you can buy that in a smaller quantity. Explain that a little bit.
Well, we do that through our Sound Money wallet, and I'll talk about silver just because that's what I've got here in front of me. Let's say that somebody wanted to buy an ounce of silver, but let's say it's $40 on today's price, but they don't have $40. Maybe they've only got $10. Well, when you buy that through our Sound Money wallet, on the current day's pricing, whatever it is, it's going to fractionalize out that fraction amount. So $10 would be like 0.25 of an ounce. You're going to hold that 0.25 an ounce. You will never lose that. The prices may go up and down, but you still hold that 0.25 of an ounce. Now, it stays in our vault until you accumulate a whole ounce. Once you accumulate a whole ounce, you can either leave it in our vault, or you can click a button and say mail to me, and that's basically, this is what I did. I actually mailed one just to watch the process work, and holy cow, it's a real coin.
Very, very cool. Well, how do I get more of it? I mean, if I'm somebody who says I want as much gold as I can afford right now, and it starts to appreciate, I can use my profit from what I'm doing and reinvest. What's the best way to get as much gold as possible from somebody if they're saying, I'm a gold guy now, or I'm a silver guy, and I want to get my hands on this stuff as cheaply, sufficiently, without a bunch of markup.
Yep.
What's the best way to do that?
Well, we have multiple things. You'll get actually a replicated site when you get a membership. On that, they'll have bullion that you can buy during business hours. That's one thing about the bullion side of it. We're only open during business hours. Now, the Sound Money wallet is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can go in there and buy, fractional amounts of gold, fractional amounts of silver. You are limited to what you can do through your bank account. So if you're transferring out of your bank to the bank, you're limited to kind of $2,500. Unless the best way to, I've had members that actually do, 100,000, $500,000, and there's just wire transfers, so they'll buy that much and leave it in our vault because it's very secure.
Well, we'll share with everybody here on the screen. You can see mymetalpro.com, 877-347-7413. Here's just a short list of some of those questions we talked about, but a lot of expertise right here with our good friend Curtis Harland. Curtis, it's rare that you get somebody in studio like yourself that has such an expertise and can make sense of this for so many people, because it's a dangerous world. Who are you buying from? Who are these guys? And is this real gold, or is it pyrite, or whatever these things that are going? Because gold has been part of our heritage and world into many centuries. And so now, how do we make sure that we're getting the best deal for our money? But you guys can help take care of everybody and get help finding that information. mymetalpro.com, mymetalpro.com. 877-347-7413. Is that the best way to do it?
That's the best way to contact us.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Curtis Harland, metals expert in the Cardinal Cowboy studio. We'll be back to talk to you more. Giddy up.